Folks,
absolutely
folks, do you have any idea what this clown's doing? Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator.
You're the worst president America has ever had. The threat that I believe President Trump poses to our national security and where we are as a country is extreme, and I don't think we can afford to ignore it. His erratic policies and failures to uphold basic democratic principles have muddled our reputation and our place in the world, and I quite frankly believe our ability to lead the world. Folks, American foreign policy, I think, has to be purposeful and inspiring, based on clear goals driven by sound strategies, not by Twitter tantrums. The overarching purpose of our foreign policy, I believe, must be to defend and advance our security, prosperity, and democratic values that the United States stands for. Every president, Democrat and Republican, in modern history prior to Donald Trump, has understood and carried out this basic directive, often imperfectly, but we've never before has it been so thoroughly abandoned. And when he falls in love with a murderous dictator in North Korea. I know it's not literal, but think what message it sends around the world. And make no mistake about it, the world sees Trump for what he is: insincere, ill-informed, and impulsive, and sometimes corrupt, dangerously incompetent, and incapable, in my view, of world leadership and leadership at home. It's why we've seen such a precipitous drop in how the rest of the world views the United States of America. One recent poll found America's leadership is now less respected than China's. Over this last week, I hope, the United States has shown the world that we are back, standing with our allies. We rallied our fellow democracies to make concerted commitments to take on the biggest challenges our world faces. And those who have stood up for the operation to physically relocate thousands of Afghans and their families before the U.S. military mission concludes. And starting this month, we're going to begin relocation flights for Afghanistan SIV applicants and their families who choose to leave.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. It is not inevitable.
Do you trust the Taliban, Mr. President? Do you trust the Taliban, sir?
Is that a serious question?
It's absolutely a serious question. Do you trust the Taliban?
No, I do not.
The country to the Taliban?
No, I do not trust the Taliban.
Will you amplify your answer, please, why you don't trust the Taliban?
It's a silly question. Do I trust the Taliban? No. But I trust the capacity of the Afghan military, who is better trained, better equipped, and more competent in terms of conducting war.
Given the amount of money that has been spent and the number of lives that have been lost, in your view, with making this decision, were the last 20 years worth it?
You know my record. I can tell by the way you asked the question. We went for two reasons. One, to bring Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell.
Thank you very much. Your own intelligence community has assessed that the Afghan government will likely collapse.
That is not true.
Can you please clarify what they have told you about whether that will happen or not?
That is not true. They did not reach that conclusion.
President, thank you. But we have talked to your own top general in Afghanistan, General Scott Miller. He told ABC News the conditions are so concerning at this point that it could result in a civil war. So if Kabul falls to the Taliban, what will the United States do about it?
Look, you've said two things. One, that if it could result in a civil war, that's different than the Taliban succeeding, number one.
Mr.
President, some Vietnamese veterans see echoes of their experience in this withdrawal in Afghanistan. Do you see any parallels between this withdrawal and what happened in Vietnam, with some people feeling...
None whatsoever. Zero. What you had entire brigades breaking through the gates of our embassy. 6, if I'm not mistaken. The Taliban is not the North Vietnamese army. They're not remotely comparable in terms of capability. Go to the other side. Yeah. Hang on a second.
Mr. President, how serious was the corruption among the Afghanistan government to this mission failing there?
Well, first of all, the mission hasn't failed yet. Do we have any folks here from the 48th Fighter Wing over RAF? By the way, you like how... This is my first overseas trip as President of the United States. I'm heading to the G7, then to the NATO ministerial, and then to meet with Mr. Putin to let him know what I want him to know.
I know that you've been on a long journey and you have a lot of work.
Тем не менее, российская и американская поддержка много вопросов, которые требуют обсуждения на высшем уровне.
Still, the U.S. and Russian relations have a lot of issues accumulated that require the highest level meeting.
Я надеюсь, наша встреча.
They're grounded on democratic ideals, a shared vision to the future, and where every voice matters. For those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay. My mom used to have a expression, say, you know, the greatest gift God gave mankind was the ability to forget.